At Prana, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining the live. Alicia, hi. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? Um, I'm good from Kenya. How about you? Great to know, and thanks for joining. How is Canada? Why should you be bored? What's going on? Thanks everyone for joining this live. Feel so much welcomed. This is Quinta's Daily Inspirations, and it's great having all of you join this live. Please say hello. How are you all doing? What are you doing right now? And thank you for choosing to join this live. Yeah, so there's something for all of us. I hope you will have a wonderful time to get one or two for you. And I'm well myself. If you're just coming across my channel for the first time, kindly likes the video. You can like it, you can share it, you can subscribe to my channel. But I really appreciate you sparing time. This particular morning, it's morning from my end. So feel appreciated. Um, thank you so much, Alicia, uh, for your kind words. Yeah, and I appreciate. So today, it's been long since I had live like this one, but I really appreciate. Thank God for the opportunity to join today. So let's make it interactive so that Alicia is not bored. And she claims, I don't know why she's bored, but I pray that you will find joy in your heart and be happy. Don't be bored. It's good to know that everyone is okay in Canada. Same here. We are fine. We are not complaining because we are alive and in good health. Yeah. So today we all know this word. We've come across it. Faith. Some of us are called Faith, by the way. If you are called Faith and you are joining this live, you can tell us why. Why were you called that name? But faith is just, believing in what you haven't seen. It sounds interesting and also funny, but that's it. You believe in what you haven't seen, or you believe in something that is supernatural. Yeah. But for this particular context is, I would say, just believing in what you haven't seen. Because I have faith in something, I believe in something that I've not seen, but I know that by believing in it, it will happen or it will work out. Yeah. So you can keep it interactive. You can share your definition of faith or your thoughts on faith. And do you believe that there is cost in walking by faith? And do you have faith? Just to begin it from there. Yeah. So Alicia is telling us that she was feeling bored in the UK. Okay, please tell us. And she's 18 and a medical student. Aha. Do I believe in luck? I believe in luck, but I also believe that some things don't just happen by coincidence. Most of the things that happen to us are within God's plan. As much as we sometimes think that, it was just good luck, or it was a coincidence, or it was my lucky day. But I believe that everything happened to God's plan. Yeah, I think that's my thoughts and my belief. I hope I've answered you, Alicia. Yeah, so some would say it happens by luck, by coincidence, by people have different thoughts, but I believe that everything happens according to God's plan. Even if I live where I am today and go for a walk, and I don't know, whatever happens, I meet someone I'd wished to meet, or just something just happens to me. It happens by God's design. It's interesting, but that's the truth, because I believe, I have faith in God, and that's how I believe about that. Yes. Thank you, Alicia. I have friends, many. I have many friends, many. Yeah, I don't know about you. Are you a lone ranger, or you also have friends? You can share with us, but it's always good to have friends. Friends who are legit. Friends who are sincere and genuine. Yeah, but actually, based on today, I just want to share something. Sometimes when you have faith and you choose to walk by faith, it's because you don't know how things are going to unfold, or your current situation may not look so appealing and so good, but you say that I'm going to take a decision of faith, or I'm going to walk by faith, or I'm going to do something, not based on what I see, but because I have faith in God and I'm going to do it. There are so many examples that I have, and I believe if you've walked by faith at some point in your life, you should also have. And we can share those examples, by the way. Yes, let's feel free so that we really understand what is even walking by faith, and why do we walk by faith. Yes. Thank you so much, Alicia, for so many kind words. uh, okay, this one, it took, I think, 2 to 3 hours. It didn't take so long. And I don't like staying in a salon for a long time. I'm not that person. So I want all the time, it should take the shortest time possible. Having answered you, so I'm just wondering, have you ever walked by faith at some point, or have you ever lived by faith? And when you live by faith, it's just, doing the not the is it the extraordinary, or that thing that is not normal. It is not done by everyone, because if I walk by faith, I have to believe that for the things I don't see, but I know that there's a God who ordains everything and organizes my life and how it should be. So I'm going to walk by faith. I'm going to make a decision by faith. It's not normal. That's not how it's done all the time, because most of the time we want to see and we be logical, and we have to reason around it. But again, just saying that sometimes we make decisions of faith, and along the road, excuse me, you wonder if was I really supposed to take that direction? Was I really supposed to do it that way? Was I really supposed to make that choice? And you feel like, anyway, I wasn't supposed to go that path, or I wasn't to make that choice. Can I go back? But by the end of the day, if you don't give up or you don't change your mind, you keep walking by faith to the very end. The cost is real, the cost is heavy, but so is the reward. That's what I'd say. Because if I make a decision today that I'm not going to live by what I see, because maybe what I see is not so appealing, but I'm going to make a decision by faith and stick to it to the very end and then see what's the reward. The reward is so real, just as the cost is so real and so heavy. Yeah. Having said that, I pray that someone is getting the context of today's live, and feel free to say hello. If you're just joining for the very first time and feel appreciated, please join my do me a favor by liking this live, by subscribing, by sharing, by commenting. Anything that works for you, I'll really appreciate. Yeah, and Pia to say me hello. Let's keep the chats interactive because it's alive. It's not a silent one. So we can engage as much as we can, as much as we are able to, and it goes a long way. So I just wanted to share a few things, or a few things that we can consider, or the real cost of walking by faith. Well, I would say that at some point I've made decisions of faith, and in the middle of the journey, I felt like, I must confess that I felt like I think I wasn't supposed to make this choice. I felt like I can go back. Can I go back and or can I change my mind in the middle of the road or in the middle of the journey? But all in all, I've kept trying, I've kept holding on to the faith to the very end, and the reward has been amazing or appealing or real. Is I've said earlier that the reward is as real or as heavy as the cost. So some of the things, the cost of walking by faith is it just costs you your comfort zone. Let me say, for example, if I had to, let me say if I'm a student and maybe looking at my background, my parents don't have money to take me to school, or they just have a little and then they give me that to start off. But just me believing that I will finish that course and then going to school faithfully every day, and then there are the cards and the exams, and just believing that I'm going to do them. You know that the situation at home is not favorable, is not comfortable, is not appealing, but I'm making this decision, the choice of faith, and I'm going to live by it. And then maybe during exams you've not cleared phase, or you can't do your exams, but you make a decision of faith and you go and present your case, or just make a prayer to God, and somehow He opens a door, you are able to do your exams, or He provides through someone you didn't know, and then you keep on going with your course from the first day to the very last day until you graduate. It's doing it out of comfort zone, walking out of comfort zone, not what you see. Because if you were to do it logically, you have to plan and no, I have all the money. Now I can start the course and do it without struggle, without straining. But for this case, for those who walk by faith, for those who believe in God, you just do it and know that God will lead you through. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah. So God works, the way He works, He doesn't work the way we really think or sees or imagine, but for Him, He does it beyond what we feel is safe or comfortable or familiar. Yes. And faith can be stretching sometimes. It's really stretching because it gets you out of the predictable. the system that you're used to. And that's why it takes you out of comfort zone. Can we all share? If you have an example of walking by faith and it was a decision you made, or you've just made, or you are planning to make, and this one, it stretch me and will get me out of comfort zone. Why? Because I know that God doesn't work as we have predicted or within our safety or familiarity. Yeah, moving on. When we walk by faith, it will cause us to be obedient, or to, and obedience is just, when you obey, you don't question. Most of the time, you just do it even if you don't understand. What am I even doing? Why is it not even making sense to me? And that's a cost of walking by faith. Do you believe? And I'd say that most of the time, if not all the time, God never reveals the full plan to us. I don't know if you believe this or not. Most of the time, He doesn't reveal the full plan. Anaweza tupia tu a hint. I mean, He can just give us a hint, a glimpse of what He has planned or His purpose. Anatupia tu clue. But if he gave us the chance to see the picture of everything, like the whole picture, we would be so happy, and we would easily obey. Yes. And yeah, bye, Alicia. Thank you for being part of this. I really appreciate you. They're just saying that if only you would give us the full picture or the full plan of what He wants us to achieve, or the reason why He's asking us to do things in obedience. I don't know if we would. I don't know if we would still trust Him, or we still have faith or walking by faith in Him. But I'd say that God, most of the times, He doesn't even give us the full picture. He just wants us to do this way, or do this way, or do this way. Just a hint or just a clue. At times, we don't even have an idea. But why does He tell us to do that? Why does He give us instruction and not even giving us the entire picture? But for us to obey, or to have faith, or to believe in Him, because we know He has His plans, like He has it planned out, He has it designed out, and He is the one who is supreme. Hey, kama angekuwa natupia clue, some of the things we just say, no, this one I'm not going to do. Yeah, but He does that so that He can teach us to depend on Him, to trust on Him, and just to surrender to Him, and because He's God. Yeah, and how often do we obey before we understand? At times we want to negotiate, we want to research about this thing. Can I find out more about it? May God help us. And Tylo, your name is long. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. And everyone who's just joined now, feel appreciated. Feel free to engage. Feel free to drop a comment. Do you agree with what I'm saying about walking by faith, and it will cost you or requires you to obey without understanding most of the time, or even without, or even before having the full picture of why you are being asked to have faith or to obey? Yeah. What are we saying? And have we walked by faith? Yeah, I think walking by faith, it also means it will also cost you at times that all you can do is to trust God, especially when you feel that everything is silent, everything is quiet. Those seasons when I am walking by faith and I'm in the middle of the road. I don't know how the end looks like. And there's no sign. Hakuna sign. Yani kila kitu kimetulia, kimenyamaza. There's total silence. There's no sign. There's no hint. All you can do is just to trust. I made this choice from the beginning and I'm already here. But I can't even see. There's no hope. There's no clue. There's nothing. It will just cost you to do what? Just trust. Yeah. Have you been in such seasons when all you have to do is just to trust? And especially if the decision had already been made and the journey has begun. And nafika mahali nasema sasa nirudi tu ama ni I stop here, but all you have to do, it will cost you to just trust at that moment. Yeah, because those seasons would feel so silent or so confusing or emotionally draining. There's nothing, totally nothing. You're trying to listen, you're trying to, to engage. What's next? What's the hint? What should I do at this time? But just remember that at that time, what it will just cost you to trust, and what will work, God will still work out things, because even in silence, He doesn't abandon. He still works. He works out things in the background, and even when you cannot see immediate results like right now and right then, He's still working. And if you made a choice to walk by faith, to believe that God is going to lead me in this journey, He doesn't. I don't think if He can leave you in the middle of the road. Never. That's an assurance. That's why it will cost you. The cost is heavy. But how about His reward when you have been faithful to the very end in walking that journey of faith, and just stopping to be distracted by maybe the silence or the many things happening around? It will cost you just to trust. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to share an experience. How has it been for you if you've been walking by faith? Feel free to like this live, please. If you're joining it for the very first time or coming across it for the first time, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, feel free to share, and feel free to comment. I really appreciate. But thank you for sparing time to join. This is Quinta's Daily Inspirations. It's all about inspirational content, inspired by the Word of God most of the times, and just daily experiences, how we walk our journey of faith. So you are in the right place, and it's not by coincidence you joined. So do well to like this live and share, comment, subscribe, so that more people can also know about the channel. But today, just sharing about the cost of walking by faith. Have you walked by faith before? Have you experienced those dry moments or silent or quiet moments you feel, I wish I didn't make this choice, but the journey has already begun and you're halfway and you're wondering, what should I do? Should I change my mind and let the thing of walking by faith be, and just live by sight, what I'm seeing at the moment? So what are the costs? I've shared a few, that all we have to do at the moment is just to trust, because you began the journey by faith. You'll continue to trust even when you don't see any hope, any clue, any hint. And we have to trust and just obey. even when we don't understand, because God has it figured out. You can't choose to believe in Him and then He'll abandon you or leave you in the middle of the road. It's impossible. And the first one was just the cost of walking by faith is heavy. It's quite heavy. It's not easy. It's not a walk in the path, but so is the reward. The cost of walking by faith is so real, but so is the reward. If you walk by faith, faithfully to the very end, the reward is sure. That's a promise. That's an assurance that if you walk by faith, I don't think if God will leave you at some point and or disappoint you or fail you. But you don't walk by sight, but walk by faith, believing in His word that He'll keep His promise. He'll carry you through to the very end. Yeah, I think we can share. We can continue sharing by maybe dropping a comment on the chat saying hello. Have you walked by faith before? And by the way, what is faith to you? Yeah, but moving on, I'll just share a few more costs, like cost of walking by faith, choosing not to just walk by what you see or live by what you see. At times it will cost us to wait and wait and wait and wait and and wait. But the fact is, God's timing is not according to our timings. His timing is perfect. And that's, when we say delays are not always denial. So when you walk by faith, you must be ready to carry the cost of waiting, the patience. It may not come as fast as we might have thought. It's the best decision we might have made, but it doesn't just happen instantly. Why? Because God sometimes just protect us from entering into places too early or from giving us things too early if we are not developed the character of patience, if we have not grown or matured enough, if we've not developed perseverance, if we are not ready, even if He gives it to us today, but kama hatuko ready, we may not even appreciate it. But He just allows us to wait a little longer so that we are fully prepared, we are fully matured, we are fully ready to persevere. We have grown in character, as it says in the book of James. So may God help us that even in making that choice to walk by faith, we'll still be willing to be patient. Hey, the number of times I've waited. It's okay. At times you feel like, does God really care about me? But He does care. And when He finally answers or He finally gives you that thing you desired for so long, you look back and you realize that it was worth the wait. But in the process of waiting, it's never easy. So we can only pray for grace. Yep. And moving on, I would say again and again that it's not easy to walk a journey of faith. And another cost of walking by faith is, you choose your personal preference or decisions or desires, but choosing God's directions. How many have experienced this? I have this what I like, there's what I'd really want, there's what I desire, but I choose to allow God's guidance or allow God to lead me and say where He leads me, I will go. How easy is so? It's not easy. It means we'll just have to die to self. We have to die to the flesh, the things I want, personal, personal desires, the things of the flesh. And sometimes are not even bad things, but just hearing God's voice and His guidance, Him leading, just surrendering. And you know, when I let go my personal preference or desire or the things I know, you know, we would always prefer what we know, and the things we desire, at least we have a clue of this is how I'm going, this is the direction, this is the plan. Maybe you can have a plan or a goal for an entire year or specific months. But what you've got, real faith is trusting God's direction. And the hardest part rather is when his direction is not the same as mine. Yeah, especially when, you know, if he's leading me to go to north and I really wanted to go to the south, there's like a conflict of interest. For real, it's like a real war, a real battle within that. If he's guiding me this way and I wanted this way, it takes surrender and total obedience to allow his leading, or to allow him lead me, to accept his guidance. And it's not easy. It means it will cost me letting go my personal desires, interest, the things I love, so that I can choose his way. Yeah, so that's why we say the cost of walking by faith is heavy. Just letting go your preference, your desire, your interest, and everything so that it can lead. At times it may not, it doesn't even make sense. At times it looks weird or even foolish. But by the end of the day, the reward is as real as the cost. Yeah. Moving on, and maybe we can share one or two. Feel free, don't keep quiet. Thank you for joining, all of you. Feel so much appreciated. And have you ever walked by faith? How does it feel like for you? Is it easy or is it hard? Is it interesting? Is it funny? Is it crazy? Which one? Drop a comment so that we know. It could be I'm just talking to myself. It could be I'm the only one who has walked by faith. I know we are many, and I know the journey has not been easy. So let's feel free to share so that we can learn from one another and encourage one another. Yeah. Another cost is, every decision to walk by faith, it may cost you, and it may break your pride or your ego or fear or dependence on people. Like now I'm not going to depend on anyone but absolutely on God. It humbles you. It's so that you have like the total and absolute trust in God alone. That total identity comes from him alone, not from people, not from status, not from achievement, not from my confidence or my strength, but in him alone. It's not easy, but it's another costly one. Yeah. Moving on, I would also say that every sacrifice of faith, or every sacrifice, if you can't have faith you without obedience. So when you obey, every sacrifice of obedience has a purpose. It's not just in vain that I've chosen to walk this kind of life. or to live this kind of life, to go this direction for nothing. It's not wasted. Every decision of faith or every sacrifice made out of obedience it hasn't gone to waste. That's the word. Like, haijaenda bure. So it should encourage us. It's costly, but even in our painful seasons, even in our painful moments, it should be our testimony or encouragement, that to encourage us and even to others, that our decision of obedience and to walk by faith is not wasted. It's not in vain. So even in your painful moments, in your lonely moments, in your quiet moments, confusing moments, it's not in vain. It's not wasted. Yeah, and just to say that, as I've said many times from the beginning, that the cost of faith is heavy, but the reward of obedience is heavier or greater or even more real. The journey may include uncertainty. I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, but I believe in the one who is leading me. It may include tears, a number of times you will cry. It may include sacrifice. But God honors those who constantly trust in Him through every season. That's a fact. That's for a fact. Yeah. He honors those who walks in faith, or those who trust in Him consistently, even through those seasons when you feel you've cried enough, you feel you've waited enough, you feel you're confused, you feel you are emotionally drained, spiritually you are drained, you are confused, you don't know what to do. But he rewards those who consistently walk in Him, those who believe in Him, those who trust in Him. And we will live like children of the promise. We walk by faith and not by sight. And we even learn from our father Abraham. He is called the father of faith because of, when God said this, alikuwa anafanya tu. He wasn't even asking. He said, you're supposed to go and do this. Go and sacrifice Isaac. Hata haku question. He didn't even question God. Just did what he did, because he knew he had walked with God, and he knew that if he was the one giving him this instruction, he would go and do it, and he was going to sacrifice Isaac anyway. But we can even see from that particular passage, God provided a lamb. So he doesn't just allow you to obey for the sake, or that trust in him is not in vain. That tear or that pain or that dry moment or draining season or confusing season is not in vain. There's so many instances, just from Father Abraham to many others who walked with God, and they believed that if He says He'll do it, He will do it, because His word is true, and He rewards those who trust in Him, those who believe in Him. That should be the greatest, or the climax of our journey of walking by faith. So you feel that you're in the middle of the road, you're in the dark, you're in the valley, wherever state you are, in the desert, but you're sure that you made the right decision from the beginning to trust. You trust Him. The one who makes His promises also keeps His promises. The one whom you trust is not a man. His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not ours. So He can't disappoint you. Eti akwambie wewe ukini ukiniamini, like if you believe in me, I will reward you, or I will honor you, or I will keep my promise to you. And then siku moja tu he wakes up and changes his mind. That's not God, that's man. That's maybe you and I, we can promise that and fail many times, but for him, he keeps his word. He is true to his word. So if you forget everything, even in that dry moment, in the desert, in the dark, in the valley, in that confusing moment, you've let go your preference, your desires for the sake of his guidance. He keeps his word. May that encourage us even when we feel like we are just jumping up and down and wondering, sasa hizi ni gani? Which season is this? What's going on? This is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed for. But remember that decision to walk by faith is costly, it's heavy, it's not easy, it's not going to be a walk in the path. It's not going to be, fancy. It's not going to be as easy as we may think. It's going to be heavy, it's going to be tough sometimes, but the reward is sure. Yeah, I pray that someone gets encouraged in your different seasons and you keep on walking by faith. It's the best choice ever. If you haven't made it, you should. Don't know what you're waiting for. But may God help us, myself, and even you, because sometimes we forget to get distracted, especially by the sight, the things we see. Yeah, so that will keep our eyes fixed on who? Jesus. We'll keep our eyes fixed on God, because He's the one who is true, keeps His word. He rewards those who are trusting in Him, obeying Him, and faithful in Him. Yeah. I pray this helps someone, and thank you those who've joined today. Please drop a comment, drop a like the live. You just tap the screen 2 times and you're good to go. That's simple. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, thank you for joining and you're in the right place. It's just about content about faith, inspiration, based on God's word, based on daily experiences, and also in relation to our journey of faith. You experience something today and you relate it to God's word and it makes sense. So this is why this is happening. So you'll find something to edify you, challenge you, encourage you, to rebuke you, and everything that will help you in your journey of faith. Yeah, so that's the channel, Quinta's Daily Inspirations. Please do well to subscribe if you haven't. And if you feel that this channel is helpful, yeah. And always do well to join. If you see me have another live like this, don't hesitate, just join. Because I believe there's something for all of us each time. It may just be one statement, one line, or just reading a comment and you're good to go. So don't hesitate next time to join. If you see me post, please read or watch, and pray we grow together and we keep holding on to our journey of faith to the very end, because He rewards the faithful. Yeah. I have constantly said that the cost of walking by faith is heavy, so is the reward. So is the reward. And so the same way the cost is heavy, so is the reward also. The reward is also as real as the cost. And so that it doesn't look like I'm saying my own words, just to read Hebrews 11:6, so that this is our basis. Isikuwe ni neno langu or my own things. It says that Hebrews 11:6 says that, and without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Yeah, so he's a rewarder of those who sincerely seek him, and without faith we cannot see him. Yeah, I hope that summarizes the whole life, that even just seeing without faith, sorry, we cannot see God. And how many of us want just to live here, and then you say I know God, but you don't believe in him. So our time and our effort right here will go to waste. Without faith we cannot see God, because we must believe in him first, that he exists, that he is real. We must believe that Jesus is the Son of God, that Jesus died on the cross for sinners like me. So without believing, we can't see God. Even if we call us home today, we can't. We need to believe. So that's the basis of faith. So if you can't even walk a journey of faith if you don't believe in God himself, you can't even see him. You must believe, first believe. Yeah. And I pray that we'll believe first. We start by believing. Not just in anything, but we must, every tongue must confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Yeah, our redemption. And otherwise our journey, our effort would be worthless. And by the greatest reward is just that when it's been said and done, and we are no longer here, we are called home, just being with God. I think that's the greatest reward. As much as we walk by faith right here, and even in our daily living, the things we do, the things we say, how we conduct our life, I think the greatest reward is that when we are finally called home, we will rejoice with God, we will dine with God, tutakuwa na yeye. That is the greatest reward, and it is assured to those who believe. So that crowns it all. So it should also remind us, as we go through pain, as we wait, as we at times we feel it's dry land, we are confused, we are in the dark. But the greatest reward for those who believe is that we will be with God in heaven. That is the greatest. As we enjoy the privileges right here, and as he keeps his promises to us, that is the greatest for me. So let's keep on holding to the faith to the very end, because it rewards it. Let's be faithful to the very end. Yeah, I hope We've gotten something for today, and may we keep the faith. And I like it's Revelation 2:10 that says, "Those who remain faithful to the very end, He will crown them with the crown of promise, the crown of life." Or let me just read the exact thing: that be faithful to the very end, or unto death, I will give you the crown of life. So He promises that to those who are faithful. And you can't be faithful if you don't walk by faith, if you don't keep the faith, if you don't obey, if you don't sacrifice, if you don't surrender. So they all go together. If I can only remain faithful to the very end if I know who I believe in. Yes. And there's also a verse that says, "For I know whom I have believed, and I am persuaded that he is able to keep that which have committed unto him against that day, because I have believed." I know whom I have believed, or believeth. Let me read it. So it's not just a decision you wake up today and make, and then tomorrow you change your mind. I'm not believing again, or I'm not going to walk this journey again. I know why I believe it, or I have believed. 2 Timothy 1:12. Yeah, I'll read that. It also talks about not being ashamed. So, and so sharing the cost of walking by faith would also mean that you'll have to let go some people, or some company or category of people. But this says, "For which cause I also suffer these things, nevertheless I'm not ashamed." Now the second part: "For I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day." I know whom I have believed, and I'm convinced that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day. Yeah, may God help us to believe and to obey and to surrender, and just to let him lead us, because it's true. He rewards the faithful, and he keeps his word any day, any time. Yeah. Yeah, I think up to this point we can call it a day. It's been a great time sharing this live with you. Thank you so much, and do not hesitate to join again next time or two. If you see a video, a short video, a post, do well to just engage and like and share and subscribe. And I pray that as we continue our journey of faith as we live here, may God help us to walk by faith and to remain faithful to the very end. Otherwise, I must say thank you to all of you who have joined. Please join again and again. And till next time, we say bye bye.